Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Movies from A to Z month. We're almost through, guys. We're up to letter U, and what a treat I have for this. This is probably the last good movie that I'm gonna review for at least a little while. This is a 1989 comedy starring the late great John Candy. I miss him like crazy, and this is the movie that came out a year before Home Alone. This is Macaulay Culkin's film debut, Uncle Buck. Yes, this is a very charming movie. Another John Hughes movie that makes me smile. I miss him as well, John Hughes. I love Home Alone. I love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. He's a really good director and a writer. And, I even love his later stuff like Baby's Day Out and Dennis the Menace, the movie, and the 101 Dalmatians remake. An actual good Disney remake that's not a shitty rehash of the first movie. It does a lot of similar things, but it did something different. The animals are real. They're not CG abominations like The Lion King or Jungle Book or whatever. But anyway, that's not about the Disney remakes. This is about a really funny, really charming PG comedy, but with some edgy humor as well, from 1989. And it also has Amy Madigan as one of the love interests for John Candy. J. Louise Kelly as the older daughter. You have Gabby Hoffman. You have Macaulay Culkin, yes, in his film debut. I love that kid. I've seen him in YouTube videos recently. I'm glad that he's sobered up. He's recovered a lot. It's good to see him happy. I'm glad that Brenda Song is keeping him on the right path. Jay Underwood is I think he's another actor in the movie, and Laurie Metcalf, yes, the mom from the voices the mom in the Toy Story films, Andy's mother, and she was in Third Rock from the Sun. She was on Roseanne. She's a really beautiful actress, even to this day. I find her very attractive. 99 minutes this movie is. It's not 2 hours. It goes by very quickly. It's very charming. John Candy is just a great uncle in the movie. Let me read the synopsis. John Candy stars in Uncle Buck, the outrageous comedy written and directed by John Hughes of Breakfast Club. As an idle, good-natured bachelor, Uncle Buck is the last person you would think of to watch your kids. However, during a family crisis, he is suddenly left in charge of his nephew and nieces. Unaccustomed to suburban life, fun-loving Uncle Buck soon charms his younger relatives Miles and Maisie with his hefty cooking. Yeah, he's very creative. That's what I love about John Candy in this movie. He's lighthearted, just like he was in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I think it's in the same house, too, because John Hughes likes to use the same locations in his films. It's usually in Chicago, like Stephen King does with Maine, and in his films, and usually it has people from Home Alone or from National Lampoon's Vacation or Christmas Vacation. He usually likes to use similar style, and methods in his films, and I love that. Uncle Buck soon charms his way, yeah, blah blah blah, and his new way of doing the laundry, yeah. He does the laundry like I think he does it in the dishwasher, and then he dries it in like the microwave. That's pretty funny. Like the movie has a lot of gags like that make me smile. His carefree style does not impress everyone, though, especially his rebellious teenage niece, Tia. That character I have a huge problem with. The actress is good. She tries hard, but oh my god, she's so emo and so like, I'm so misunderstood, and you're an asshole, and you're this, you shouldn't smoke. You're not going to impress it. What are you trying to win points? She just got on my nerves in the movie. I'm like, lighten the hell up. Your father's not in the hospital with cancer, and your mother's not dead. Lighten the hell up. This is a John Hughes movie. You don't need to be. This isn't a freaking, like a Terrence Malick movie. Don't try so hard. Her acting is not the problem. It's her character. It's so flat. She doesn't get likable until the third act with what she does to her stalker boyfriend, which I love that scene, by the way. Yeah, Tia and his impatient girlfriend Shanice. With a little bit of luck and a lot of love, yes, that's what John Hughes has in a lot of his films. Uncle Buck manages to surprise everyone in this heartwarming family comedy. Yeah, it is very heartwarming, and Uncle Buck is just like, he's over the top. He's definitely unorthodox. The scene where he has the drill here, where he breaks into the into the bedroom and sees this guy, and he's like, I'm gonna if you do something to my niece again, I'm gonna come after you. It's like a slasher movie. It's hilarious. And then there's a scene that they lock him in the trunk of a car, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's just great. I love that delivery. That guy is just He cracks me up, man, because it's spot on. Because he's like apologize to her, and he's like, "I'm sorry." That guy is great. That guy I can't believe wasn't in Home Alone because that would have made me laugh. Like just Macaulay Culkin also is very cute in the movie. He's charming. He's witty. They give him a lot of colorful dialogue to work with, and he became a huge star after this. You know, when he did Home Alone, he was one of the biggest '90s kids, and I related because I was a kid when Home Alone came out, and I just love him. Yeah, Tia's 15, Miles is 8, and then Maisie is the little girl. She's 6. There's also a scene where they go bowling, which is a nice scene. It reminded me of a episode of Full House in the '90s where Danny takes his daughter bowling, and I loved bowling when I was a kid. But yeah, there's also another scene where he goes to the school with Maisie, and he tells off the principal. He's golden. He's like, if you ever talk to my nieces like this again, I will hunt you down. Candy's just great in this movie. Just and then there's a drunk clown that shows up to the party, because the kids are having a birthday party, and Uncle Buck is like, "Hey, you're the clown. Hey, how you doing?" And then the clown is like so plastered. It's like he's like, have you been drinking?" And then the clown is about to throw a punch, and then Uncle Buck just smacks him out. But that's great. And I love clowns, but I don't like drunk clowns. Sorry, Joker didn't need to drink to be interesting in that movie. But yeah, that was funny. Just yeah, John Candy just cracks me up, man, in the movie. He's great. He's a great lead. I miss him like crazy. There's a post credit scene. Buck is saying "wake up" and using an air horn. It's the unknown who he was speaking to. I don't think I've seen that scene. I probably have to watch that again. The film got a decent Rotten Tomato score, 61%, basically like Sonic this year. The consensus is Uncle Buck has its ups and downs, but there's undeniable comedic magic that comes from uniting John Hughes, John Candy, in a house full of precocious children. Yeah, except I don't like the lead girl. I thought Tia was just annoying. Like she is like Tina from Halloween 5. That she looks like her too, where she's just really annoying and it's like ba-ba-da, 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 ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. No, that didn't work in Halloween. Here, some emo chick saying, "You don't understand me. Cut my wrist, slash my wrist, slash my wrist." I'm like, calm down, lighten up, go take a walk. If you're PMSing, just weather it out. I don't know why some teenage girls like that are just, have a stick up their ass. Yeah, who was the guy that played the boyfriend? Jay Underwood is Bug. I don't know if that was him. No, that couldn't have been him. Um, but yeah, the movie's very funny. If you've never seen it, I saw it like a couple years ago. I bought it at a yard sale, and I was laughing my ass off. Let me see. The clown, voice of Dr. Mr. Hatfield. Yeah, Susan Shepard is the assistant principal. Yeah, I made a mistake, but yeah, he tells her off, and it's just great. And see, there's no agendas. It's not a white supremacy movie because it's still the girls still have some moments. Maisie's very cute. Yeah. Who's the guy? Let's see. Buck and Shanice then leave for Chicago. The following weekend, yeah, Tia goes sneaking out to a party. Yeah, I remember that scene where she's by herself and Buck is looking for her. He's a caring character. That's why I love Buck. He's not an asshole. Like he's not an alcoholic. Like he's not like Rick and Morty where he's drinking and he's like "Ugh," and he just puts Morty in danger in almost every episode. Yet we love him because his voice is hilarious and Justin Roiland's voice is for the win, man. He's the greatest voice actor doing voice work today. Period. That's not like an old veteran from that's like 50 or 60 years old. But anyway, yeah, this movie cracks me up. Yeah. Yeah, no, Bug, that's the guy. Yeah, that he just cracks me up. Yeah, it says Tia exacts revenge on Buck for meddling in her relationship with Bug, who's not a good guy. Like you can tell is a douchebag. I mean, he treats Tia like crap, and that's why she yeah. See, he says Bug bound and gagged with duct tape in the trunk of a car. Buck lets Buck lets Bug out of the trunk to apologize to her. When Bug is finally released, he threatens to sue Buck. Buck then strikes him with a few golf balls, making him retract his apology and flee. Yeah, told you, Buck is not a good. Bug is not a good character. He's an asshole, and he deserves exactly what he gets. And like I said, it's like when they this will lead to Home Alone, where Kevin is beating up the freaking burglars, but not by himself. The traps do it, but it's hilarious. Like that makes me laugh. There's not as much slapstick in this movie as in Home Alone. Great Outdoors, I'll get to that one. I'll probably review that in July in the summer. But it's a very charming movie. It's got a good IMDb rating. It's fun for the family. It's not too violent. They curse in it, but it's not too much. They don't say an F bomb in the movie, so you'll be fine. Roger Ebert gave it 1.5 stars. I don't know what he was thinking. This is a funny movie. I don't care what you say. I love this movie, and I also love Home Alone 1 and 2. 3 is not the best one. It's terrible. It's unfunny, and I didn't like the kid in that either. I don't like the kids. You waste Scarlett Johansson, and the older brother is just a complete douchebag. Yeah, it says Hughes is usually the master of the right note, the right line of dialogue, and this time there's an uncomfortable undercurrent in the material. No, because it's a PG movie from the 80s. You did a PG movie like this now, and you said half of the words in this movie, and you had a guy getting locked in a trunk, it would get a PG-13 or an R rating. Now you have crap like Playing with Fire with John Cena. That's the kind of PGs you're getting now, guys. Or the Dora movie last year, or freaking other films that have come out like the last 10 years, like freaking Axel and what was another movie? That horrible, not Aaron Stone. What was that movie? Max Steel. That's terrible. That's a god awful movie. This movie is fun. It's hilarious, and we miss John Candy because nobody could have pulled this role off better than him. If this was Kevin James, he would make fat jokes and get hit with something. And yeah, there was a the film was remade in Malaysia, yeah, and also there was a TV series in 1990. It starred Kevin Meaney. Who's Kevin Meaney? He passed away too. But I haven't seen the TV show. But this movie is very funny. Watch it. If you could stream this or watch it on cable, it's worth a laugh. It's definitely worth a watch. And the movie was a massive hit. $15 million budget, 79 million worldwide. Awesome job, John Hughes. I miss you, man. And I also miss John Candy and all the other actors in this movie that are no longer with us. I didn't mention Amy Madigan that much as Shanice Koblowski. She's from New York, right? Let me see. No, she's from Chicago. So, but I like her charm because she's a woman, but she also knows what she wants, and she wants Buck to settle down. I'm like, I get it. Having adult responsibilities, I get it. And I love the way Buck treats the kids. Like he gives them freedom, but he also has rules and has to have limits. That's what all kids need, limits. I don't need to go to a theater when the theaters reopen this summer and see little babies, like 5-year-old kids with cell phones in the movie. You shut the cell phone off, you put your child down, or you don't take them to the theater at all. Sorry to say that, guys, but that's just the way it is. When I want to watch a movie like this or this, I want to hear the dialogue. I want to laugh. That's the only noise I want to hear in the theater. Laughing or clapping. I don't want to hear bloop 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 bloop. I don't want to see a movie like this with the screens on, lights off, and then there's a bright thing right in the middle of the theater. That glare is just the worst. I hate that. I really hate when they do that in the theater. And I would love to see this movie in the theater. If they re-release it at the Draft House, love to see it and laugh my ass off. Because, yeah, there's no comedies like this anymore. They don't make wholesome PG movies where they have stupid poop jokes and fart jokes. No, you don't have to do that in a movie like this. There is some humor, crude humor here and there, but it's not too much. And like I said, it's worth your time. And if you want to see it, there's plenty of places you can see it online. And the DVDs are very cheap to find. I just wish this had a special feature, like a commentary from John Hughes would have been nice, because or from John Candy before he passed away. But unfortunately, we don't have that. Good thing Spaceballs did get a commentary from Mel Brooks because he's still alive. I'm happy about that because he still can make people laugh. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I know I go on tangents. I'm a very random person, guys. I'm unpredictable. Everything you see here is my unpredictability kicking in. You never know what you're going to get with me, but with the reviews, I try to keep it on the subject. And Uncle Buck is a good movie. It's very funny. To me, it's like a prequel to Home Alone because it's Macaulay Culkin in a John Hughes movie. John Candy's in it, and he's in Home Alone in like a supporting role, and it's very funny. Not as much slapstick as Home Alone, and it's not the classic that Home Alone will become one of the highest grossing comedies of all time, but it is a good family comedy. Did it make me laugh? Hell yeah. Now, the next movie I review will not be a good, wholesome family comedy. Oh, God, no. It's going to be one of the worst things I've reviewed this year. But Uncle Buck is a good one. But see you guys in the next one. My next one is a 2012 horror comedy, and I use that in quotation marks because it's not funny. It's called Vamps. Whoo boy, am I gonna destroy that movie the next time. But wait for the next one, guys. It's gonna be ugly. I'm gonna make that movie pay for wasting my time. This movie's not a waste of time. It's hilarious. It knows what it is. Later, guys.